Hello, welcome to the Borgcast. This is Hugh of Borg, and this is the update for 28 March 2026. I call this one, and this is on my Substack as well. I'll see if I can put the link in the YouTube video below. A weekend full of horror awaits. Welcome to World War III, Part 1. It will be an eventful weekend. Israel apparently loses about 100 tanks in their bloody campaign to take over Lebanon, while displacing over 1 million people so far. The ground war is going worse than their air war against Iran. The USA is looking hard at boots on the ground in Iran while they belatedly attempt to build enough critical mass to do any operations. They cannot. NATO is fractured. Iran is punishing the United States, GCC, and Israel for starting the most pointless war in modern history. When the USA does go into Iran, we're likely to see a market garden times Gallipoli raise the power of Dien Bien Phu to Dieppe cubed. And Iran is playing the economic multi-pass card very well. If you want to do business and ship your energy through the Strait of Hormuz, you can, but you first have to buy your Iranian Costco membership and paying gold or yuan or whatever the Iranians want you to pay for in order to get through and go through their check line. USA is absolutely flailing. The U.S. Armed Forces, according to some military-trained lawyers who are working civilian side in the United States supporting their forces, are saying that many people are looking at conscientious objector status, and the United States forces, some elements, might be on the verge of mutiny. As well, the Israeli Defense Force might be on the verge of collapse because they're out of reserves and they're doing too much with too few people. So, two reckless nuclear powers have launched wars, plural. The Lebanon adventure is Bibi's latest war crime. The IDF, the Israeli Defense Force in Israel, are using Trump and U.S. resources like a 6-foot-tall leech. Indeed, IDF leadership noted yesterday that the forces again are on the verge of collapse. That was coming right from the head of the Israeli Defense Force leadership. This is the biggest war the Israeli defense that the Middle East has seen since Desert Storm. But this time, without any planning, preparation, goals, reasons, allies, or enough oomph to take the apparently stated objectives. Objectives that the USA doesn't even seem clear on, because I think at last count there were, 15 different ones? We're witnessing something I never thought I would ever live to see in my life. The absolute, almost deliberate incompetence of the United States committing geopolitical seppuku. I was actually stunned and shocked until I remembered that it is 2026, so this nightmare, it's just another day ending and why. But this time we've got some serious issues. This time, unlike previous wars of adventure USA has ever launched, the USA has no friends, no money, no plan, and no forces even able to secure any territory beyond an 18-hole golf course-sized Gulf island that is also going to be a wired-for-demolition backstop of an Iranian drone missile range. And while the USA is crashing the global economy and all economic commerce with this insanity. Trump's done another chicken taco yesterday, 10-day pause to get additional forces in theater for the ground invasion, while, of course, illegally letting the information out so the market can be gamed for his buddies. Because, of course, he has to do that sort of thing. But building a force posture to do something functionally insane, like attacking Iran, means you need time to prep. They spent months to build up the critical mass of support that they needed in Saudi Arabia in order to step off in Desert Storm. We're doing this on the back of a pack of smokes now. The USA has nowhere near enough assets currently in theater to accomplish Trump's concept of a plan. And now it comes to light that France and Ukraine did a spy sting catch-her-up in the United States by leaking to POTUS marked false information to see where the leak might be coming from in the United States. Turns out the call was coming from inside the house, as 24 hours later, Russia got the info that obviously came from Trump, so perhaps Krasnov does live at 1600 Pennsylvania. The USA that a 55-year-old guy like me remembers from their lifetime is gone. It's over. Whatever this is right now will not last very much longer. It can't. Reality is reasserting itself, and reality is a very harsh but fair and honest teacher. The United States came into this mess with no plans and are being incredibly reactive. Israel is using the United States while they can in order to build as much strategic depth as they can before the USA dies and they're all on their own. Iran has incredible resistance and resilience to such threats coming from the outside. A fact all military planners, wherever you are, could tell you. The Gulf community countries are being split from Trump and the USA. The energy shock hasn't really even fully kicked in hard yet. That's not going to happen until we see the backlog of oil that was already in transit when this mess started starting to run out. Iran is gaming the Sunni-Shia split and economically putting vast pressure on the United States. As well, no King's Rally Day today, the USA is dying also at home. Also, damage in the Gulf community countries is vastly worse than anybody is letting out, and I can only expect it will get vastly worse next week. Hormuz is closed to any American allies. Now, the Houthi this morning entered the chat and closed the Bab al-Mandab so that global commerce, not just oil, but everything, is now shut off, with economic shocks that you're going to start feeling no later than mid-April. Iran has thought this entire disaster through, and they practice this. Every move the United States and Israel are doing was anticipated. There are no surprises coming at them. This is going to be horrendously bad. The USA does not have enough critical mass to take a country of 93 million people in heavily mountainous terrain. I remember back to the Second World War, the Canadian Army and the British and the Americans fought their way up the spiny ridge of Italy. It took years and many lives. That is nothing compared to the mountain ranges they have to cross in order to get the objectives that they seem to want in Iran. And where are they launching from? So, Market Garden without allies meets Gallipoli times Islamwanda. And apparently, according to Trump, we in NATO are last seen loading mags and bracing to fight to defend Greenland from the United States. Well, I guess we're the assholes now, too. When the authentic, not the market, but the physical on-the-ground shortage, oil, natural gas shock hits, and thanks to Houthis, now general global commerce shock hits in the coming weeks, things are going to get Carolina Reaper spicy very, very fast. The United States and Israel have, for bullshit hubristic reasons, just crashed the global economy. Even if, and it won't, the war ends today, this is still damage that will take years to repair. But it's not going to end today, and it will not end tomorrow, and Trump is not going to back out. What we are going to see, though, is that this situation will become the death knell of the United States as a global power. That said, the actual effect will be felt when the world trips the trap door on the U.S. reserve currency petrodollar that the U.S. finally feels the rope that they placed around their own neck bites in. While the entire system of global commerce grinds to a thundering stop that will take decades to rebuild. Wars work in many, many different dimensions and different ways. You've got your battle space and the tactics, tactical doctrine, logistics, the support structures, and the geopolitical national levers that need to be exercised in order to impose your will on an enemy. I'm old enough to remember being shocked by Pickled Pete's Signalgate mess last year. I mean, that was stupid. This is orders of magnitude worse. USA has specifically, for Zionistic and evangelistic reasons, wanting to ensure, apparently, Afghanistan amongst the MAGA base. As we have seen, because many troops in the United States have come forward saying that this is the message they're getting from their commanders before they deploy. Yeah, so that's where we are. I cite that messaging. It's exceedingly bad for morale. I mean, even an old sailor like me can tell you that, because I never jumped out of an airplane because I always thought that was a silly idea. I prefer to land them myself. But even a sailor knows that it's better to jump clear without mental baggage of the end times being your mission statement when you jump out of an airplane. So what is next? Well, it's a potpourri of horror, but I cannot say the specifics as I'm not in the loop and the leadership doesn't even know. But what I can say is this. This will get militarily horrific, even before the crippling energy shock takes effect on the global economy. This is a multiverse of bad things in the offing if they go ahead. They might be able to pull back. If Trump pulls back at this point and cuts and runs, that would probably be the best option. But then Israel will be by itself, and Israel will not like that. Israel is collapsing. Israel is getting hammered by Iran and Iran's allies, and launched a silly war, which is burning through their military support. They will go Samson option. They will use nukes if they're alone. So the Americans are tied to them. Now, we do still have exit ramps, but this is going to get vastly more problematic. So my advice is enjoy the weekend and good luck to us all. It is getting into the spring planting season. I would highly recommend that you and your family, if you're capable of this, start learning about how to grow a victory garden and grow your own food this year, because you might need that in Canada and the United States and in the Western world in order to avoid starvation in the months ahead. Yeah, I can see it getting that bad. We've got a situation where the entire global commerce supply will be shut down. Farms will collapse. Trade routes will disappear. Timelines will be extended greatly, and everything will be more expensive, assuming it's even on the shelves. This is very bad, heading to terrible. The chances of this going nuclear grow exponential by the day. I'm hoping, against hope, that I'm just a paranoid lunatic wearing a tinfoil hat. If this doesn't come to pass, please feel free to mock me relentlessly. I don't mind. I deserve it, and it massively beats the alternative of millions of people around the world suffering. Anyways, that's all from the Borg Bunker for now. Check me out on Substack or YouTube, or well, you're on YouTube, or Blue Sky, or maybe even Twitter when I get out of the penalty box there, because I said some naughty things that Elon didn't like. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Anyways, that's all for now. From the Borg Bunker, Hugh of Borg out. Have a good day.